Hey class, in today's lesson we're going to talk about solving square root and other radical equations, which is found in section 6-5, part 1 of your book. We're going to solve square root and other radical equations. So, a radical equation is an equation that has a variable and a radicand, or a variable with a rational exponent. If the radical has an index of 2, then the equation is also called a square root equation. Alright, so in example 1 it says, what is the solution of the equation, okay? So in order to solve this, we first need to get the radical by itself. So this is 5 plus that radical, so we need to subtract 5 on both sides. And then we're left with the square root of 3x plus 4 equal to 5. Okay, then the opposite of square root is squaring. So that will leave us with 3x plus 4 equal to 25. Okay, keep solving for x. If we subtract 4, we'll get 3x equal to 21, and then finally divide by 3, and x will equal 7. All right, let's try the next one. All right, so again, we have a radical being subtracted by 5, so we need to add 5 on both sides. It's going to give us a square root of 4x plus 1 equal to 5. If we square both sides, we'll be left with 4x plus 1 equal to 25. Subtract 1, and we'll get 4x equal to 24. Finally, divide by 4, and x will equal 6. All right, let's keep going. All right, so to solve equations of the form below, you must raise each side of the equation to the power of the reciprocal, which in this case is n over m. So on the left-hand side, we have an x raised to the m over n power. So the only way to get that rational exponent to go away is to multiply by its reciprocal. Alright, so we have two problems here. It says, what is the solution of the equations? So again, the very first thing we want to do here is, well, first what you should see is that there is a 3 being multiplied to a base that's raised to a power. And the only thing we want to see on one side, just like how we wanted to just isolate the radical, we want to isolate the base and the exponent. So we need to divide by 3. And that'll give us x plus 1 to the 2/3 equal to 4. And then we need to raise each side to its reciprocal, which is 3/2. So you get x plus 1 equal to, and 4 to the 3/2, we've already done that before, that is going to be 8. Now, here's the deal. And let me go ahead and erase this. X plus 1, yes, so here's the deal. What's left is actually the absolute value, because once you multiply by the reciprocal, it's actually the absolute value that's left over. So it's the absolute value of x plus 1 equal to 8. So if you remember with absolute values, you're actually saying x plus 1 equals positive 8, and then x plus 1 equal to negative 8. Okay, so we're going to need to subtract 1, and you'll get 7. Or, again, if you subtract 1, you'll get x equals negative 9. And both of those solutions actually work, so these two will be your answer. All right, let's try the next one. Here we have two operations going on. We have multiplication and we have addition. So we're going to get rid of the addition first, so subtract 1. That's going to be 3/5 root of x plus 1 cubed equal to 24. Then we're going to divide by 3. And this, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this in rational exponent form. So this is really x plus 1 to the 3/5 equaling 8. Okay. And then remember, we need to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 5/3. So this is actually the absolute value of x plus 1 left over equal to, and then 8 to the 5/3 is going to be 32. Now this is x plus 1 equal to positive 32, and x plus 1 equal to negative 32. So when you subtract 1, x equals 31. And again, if you subtract 1, you'll get negative 33. Let's go ahead and try some more. Okay, sorry. So in try 2 it says, what is the solution of each equation? So again, the first thing you want to do is get your base and your power by itself. So we're going to need to divide by 2. So x plus 3 to the 2/3 is going to be equal to 4. Okay, then we need to raise each side to the 3/2. So it'll give us x plus 3. These are gone. X plus 3 is equal to 8. Alright, and again, this is absolute value of x plus 3, so this is really x plus 3 equal to 8, and then x plus 3 equal to negative 8. So if I subtract 3 on this one, I'll get 5, and if I subtract 3 here, I'll get negative 11. So those are our two solutions. And this is not supposed to say 130, it's really just 30. Alright, so again, the first thing we're going to do here is add 30 to both sides. So we get 2/5 root of x plus 150 to the 3rd equal to 54. Divide by 2. 5th root of x plus 150 to the 3rd equal to 27. Let's go ahead and rewrite this in exponential form. So this is really x plus 150 to the 3/5. Okay, and then we need to get rid of the radical, not the radical, the exponent, by multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 5/3. So x plus 150, really the absolute value of x plus 150 is going to be equal to 27 to the 5/3, which is really 243. So this is x plus 150 equal to positive 243, and then x plus 150 equal to negative 243. Okay, if I subtract 150, you'll be left with x equal to 93 for the first one. And then for the second one, you'll be left with x being equal to negative 393. All right, let's keep trying. There's one more example. All right, so it says for a meteor crater in Arizona, the formula below relates the diameter of the rim in meters to the volume V in cubic meters. What is the volume of meteor crater if the diameter is 1.2 kilometers? All right, so they're telling us diameter. Didn't mean to move that. They're telling us the diameter is 1.2 kilometers. Okay, so diameter is D. However, they tell you that the diameter needs to be in meters, but we're giving it in kilometers. So 1.2 kilometers. Remember, kilo means 1,000. So this is really 1,200. So we're going to substitute 1,200 into our formula. All right, and then divide by 2. So it's going to be 600 equal to the cube root. And let's go ahead and write that in exponential form. That's going to be v over 0.3 to the 1/3. So to get rid of the 1/3, or we could have left it in radical form, doesn't matter. We need to cube both sides or raise each to the 3rd power. Okay, so 600 to the 3rd power. And then finally, we're going to multiply both sides by 0.3. And our volume will equal 64,800,000. And that's cubic meters. And that's our answer. Alright guys, once again, as usual, if you need any help, please be sure to come in for tutoring.